Hey everybody, Kevin here with another Note Investor tip of the day. Last night, Wednesday night, I do my client-only Zoom session. We go about an hour. It gives me the opportunity to talk about some new things, and one of the things that came out on the 13th of August from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, they have an article talking about land contracts and how they're being used to abuse certain communities. And what you have to look at in that article is the core problem. The core problem is setting people up for failure. Now, thankfully, they even put that in the headline, some version of that. They put that in the headline of this article because last time that land contracts got bashed, our whole industry, most people, had a knee-jerk reaction that said, contract for deeds, don't do them, convert them to notes and mortgages. They missed the whole point. It wasn't contract for deeds that was the problem. It was the people using contract for deeds that were setting people up for failure. What does that mean? It means you took a minimal down payment, $500, $1,000, and you sold them a property that, if it was livable, needed a lot of work that eventually they're going to take care of, but of course, it never happens. They also aren't able really to afford the home. They're not able to fix it. In some cases, it got very abusive where a house may not have had electricity. That was one of the flaws. May not have had air conditioning. And people would eventually leave these houses. And guess what? The company take it back, sell it to somebody else because it's an eviction process. That's setting someone up for failure. They used the contract for deeds to do that. Contract for deeds, not bad. It's setting up for failure. That's bad. So don't have a knee-jerk reaction and think, oh my God, we've got to convert, we've got to do all this other stuff. You can't buy those. That is not the case. Examine those contract for deeds, see if they were done properly. How do we not set people up for failure? Shocker here. Pre-qualify them. It's very simple. Companies like Call the Underwriter, they do that for $500. They can qualify somebody and see if they meet the proper debt to income ratios, which, by the way, is the law through Dodd-Frank of the standard that we're held up to on seller financing. So make sure when you look at these contract for deeds, you really examine and just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Some states even have very specific land contract laws. And if they do, follow those laws and it will be as the contract's enacted. Worst case scenario, they don't have a land contract law and a judge just decides, you know what, we're gonna make you foreclose anyway. And it just acts as a regular mortgage. So there's your Note Investor tip of the day.